sounds for the champions, for those who ain't going hard lifestyle. Never waiting up, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only the champs win the hardest in the 12 rounds. I love the ball corner, I love life in it, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart, can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me, never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in the drum.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. This is the Pressure Podcast, everybody. We're here on a Thursday night edition. Give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
We are watching the Grizzlies and Oklahoma City Thunder game. 6:44 left. Memphis is holding on to a 4-point lead where they were 27 or 26. They're now only up 4. These guys are roaring back. So after the game, we will recap the first round of the NBA playoffs, the N3A as I like to call them. And then we will recap the first round of the QFL draft, the first round. But without further ado, we are live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
Finish him.
Rated M for millennials.
Making some plays, though, down the stretch here.
And then Scottie Pippen Jr. is over here showing up and showing out, giving everybody a taste of his dad's medicine. Hey, you know who my pops was? My pops dunked on Patrick Ewing really fucking hard. Pause.
So we crossed the midway point of the fourth. Obama into the paint.
Oh, what the fuck was that? A turnover?
Yes, it was.
And he's gonna, unbelievable. SGA, how do you miss a wide open fast break dunk like that? He's not a dunker. He's not a leaper. But still, you can't miss those.
Very nonchalant.
Yeah, it was a nonchalant. Is that Desmond Bain over there trying to be something he not?
Hero ball, playing that hero ball. Yeah,
Does he even have 20 points?
yeah,
Be cool, nigga.
I don't believe
It's
it.
definitely more in the first half from what I've seen.
Trying to catch their breath. Gilgeous Alexander defended by Obama.
Tiny players, man.
To the
Oh,
middle.
very nice, very nice.
Tie game, guys. Tie game.
Tie game with 5 minutes left. Fourth quarter mode, and
No
I'm
job. No job.
rolling up some pressure. This wouldn't be the Pressure Podcast without some
Scottie
pressure.
Pippen, big three.
Ooh.
Scottie Pippen with the big three. But he's
Scottie
been cooking. He's
Pippen
been cooking on
Jr.
that.
Pippen knocks
Yeah,
down
been
his
cooking on
first
that.
3 of the second half, a catch and shoot.
28 points he has. 8 of 16, 6 of 10. He's feeling it from deep.
Scottie Pippen Jr. when you consider what's at stake. Playing the best game.
If you don't know math, that's 60%.
Hartenstein gonna reset.
Why doesn't he wear his dad's number, 33?
Short. Zach Edey, a one-handed rebound.
Still only a 3-point game, guys.
So as I predicted,
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Evan Mobley is won Defensive Player of the Year, and Clutch Player of the Year is Jalen Brunson, of course. That was not even a question to me.
Series contact. This is gonna be a late whistle.
Scottie Pippen don't flop. If he puts his hands up, it's because he's looking for a whistle that's deserving. Shut up, Caruso.
The way that the
Elmer
referees
Fudd looking
have
ass.
won this game,
And he really looks like Elmer Fudd now with that jersey.
This one, I think that's a play on. That's a play on
We
right there.
hunting rabbits.
Trying to get around that Zach Edey
I mean, that's
screen.
a foul.
That is a foul, because Scottie Pippen says so.
Lucky for
Scottie Pippen don't
the
flop.
Memphis Grizzlies,
Scottie Pippen don't flop.
as Coach Dagnall's
Challenge.
gonna challenge the play.
If it stands, that's the final foul that they had to give. As we'll get a coach's challenge here from Mark
So,
Bignall with 4 change left.
108-105 Memphis with 4:07 left. How appropriate. 4:07. That's Orlando, Florida, baby.
Finish him.
K5, represent what comes next. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. The Kia K4 and K5 Get 2
20 parlays, bro.
APR for up to
Just
48 months on the purchase of a new 2025
Bet one or two
K4
things
or
and that's it. Because
2025
the more you,
K5.
because you know a lot of sports, so give yourself some credit. When you, because the thing is, we can know all the sports in the world, but if we put too much on there, we're gonna be very close a lot of times because we know our sports. But some things are gonna miss because that's just life. However, if you only do one or two things, the ones that are most likely to happen,
Deals on smartphones like iPhone 16 Pro.
you have a better
With your choice of our
outcome.
best plans. That's the AT&T guarantee. And right now, trade in your iPhone any year. and
That's
you can
advice for
get up to
y'all
$1,000
viewers over there. If
towards
you
your new
were into sports betting, if you're only going to throw in $5 here and there to do a nice parlay that could win you $50K, that's one thing. But don't go in there spending $100 every time doing a parlay that you know ain't gonna hit. Nah.
Corona, La Playa awaits.
Dove Men Plus Care.
Welcome
to the team. Thanks.
No needs.
That's the finger ball.
Dove Men helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria that thrive on stress sweat.
Really needs more salt.
Get comfortable.
No, Isaiah Joe finally did
Care
something. He
changes
got 10
everything.
Who the fuck is
Liberty
Isaiah
Mutual is all
Joe?
she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto
Never
insurance.
heard of him.
It's pronounced Biberty. Biberty. Nice try, kid.
I'm not gonna say
For
it.
what you need.
I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say the NIG word.
I can't believe how good
Nig.
Why can't you believe it? Because you're Taco Bell.
Ori.
Taco Bell.
You know, the breadiness tortilla chips, doesn't that feel very taco place? We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place. That's also a taco place.
I can't wait for my parents to meet you tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Oh, by the way, my dad is
You're a bum, Bane.
Bye.
He's 3 of 12.
You're a loser like you bum.
Thermodynamics studies energy.
2 or 9 from 3, and he's taking
Which is
shots.
crazy because what I can say, he's 3 of 12. So basically, all his shots have been 3 pretty much.
Bro,
The majority of the shots.
if I am like,
Which we said, what we said, go to the rim, go to the rim, go to the rim, attack the rim. You're good at slashing.
I'm kidding.
Use
I'll
that
tell
as
you all
well.
about it.
That'll open up your 3 more.
These two abandoned Shadow Force.
but does he listen? No.
Recruitment came with one rule. No
He
one
got you out here dragging your heavy ass
can't reach you.
through the burning desert
I can't help but feel a little
with your dreadlocks sticking on the back of my parachute.
You want to keep running all your life.
If it's a war you
Method Man?
keep coming.
So I say, Paul's gonna get overturned.
Family, no matter what.
Shadow Force. Rated R. Only Beaters may not.
I don't think that would stop because the fact that
Successful challenge by Mark Daignault and the Thunder. The call on the floor was a defensive foul against Alex
He didn't
Caruso
grab
trying to
him.
fight around that screen.
just trying to get around.
Yeah, you can't do that.
With his left leg and shifts over late. And the play is being overturned to an illegal screen on Edey, proximate to the play. The challenge is successful for Oklahoma City.
Because it was a moving screen. That's the only reason why.
But he's trying to get over the screen. So if you're trying to get over the screen and somebody's moving, of course you're going to hit the other guy.
Yeah, but you can't put your arm on him. That
He didn't put his arm on him. He's like, he's just trying to get wide.
can't do
He's
this.
trying to do this.
Can't do it.
He didn't touch him.
Kudos to
He
the
did
bench
touch him. What do you
coaches.
mean? He touched both of them.
Individuals that's
He
entire job
flailed.
is to look at replays and
He did flail a little bit, but
And then it looked like
he did, you know what I'm saying, put his hands on.
Williams misses badly off the
Unbelievable.
It was a terrible shot.
You saw the point
He's been
differential
killing it
since the
in the
injury,
paint.
since John
I
Morant
don't know
left
why
this
he
game.
wasn't
Final
playing.
seconds, final
Why
minutes of the
he's
first
shooting
half.
Plenty of
Grizzlies have been
time.
outscored by the Thunder by 24
You don't need a
points.
3.
well, I think the question goes for the Grizzlies.
I just need the game to go under
Where do
240,
you go?
2, and I'm
I think
good. And
the
it's at
answer is
1.
Jaren
It's at
Jackson
213.
Commands a double that allows you to have Scottie Pippen
I am
Jr.
looking good
who's
right now.
hot as a weak side spacer.
What's up, viewers? What's up, chat? Welcome to the Pressure Podcast. We're here watching the OKC Memphis game. 3.5 minutes left. Memphis is winning 108 to 105, where they were winning by 26 at halftime. So it's just getting a little interesting. There's nothing to talk much about the Denver Nuggets and Clippers game. It's a 20-point game over there. LA's winning 94 to 74 with 8 minutes left. I think it's almost over.
Steals and deflections.
But we will recap the QFL draft very soon.
Yeah, because Denver hasn't made no type of run.
No. And look who came up with a clutch steal. Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. is a Saiyan warrior. He's never going to be a Super Saiyan more than likely, but he's got Saiyan blood in him.
Mark Daigneault is still arguing that it should have been a shot clock violation against the Grizzlies, but they determined that the Thunder had possession, Candace, for that split second. And that is what reset the shot clock.
They got blown out.
So the inbound fade to Kennard. And here we go, 3:14 left. Kennard trying to figure out what play they want to run. Jackson.
Jaren Jackson's going to take a three. He might as well have. Jaren Jackson Jr. is overrated. I don't want to hear nothing more about that guy. Fuck him.
Be cool, nigga.
Shut up.
What the fuck? He's not your star. He's a good player. He's not a star.
Which allows him to get into the paint, maybe draw some contact.
I don't think Julius Randle is a star, and he's not in Julius Randle's league. Neither is this guy.
That guy is.
So it's 108, 108. Oh shit. Holmgren has 21 points in the second half. Look at that. Good for him.
In the second half.
Big time shots too.
Jackson, everything on his shoulders. Caruso the steal. Another defensive gem.
Shit, give it to the hot hand. He has 21 in the second half. Give it to him.
That's why I like guys like Drew Holiday. They just, even then they'll guard like, if he hits this, oh, I was about to say.
He ain't clutch. So we're the 2-minute warning.
You can hear the gasps in this building here in Memphis.
Clutch shot.
As we are inside of 2 minutes left here in
They
game
need it
3.
too.
Just because he hit a clutch doesn't mean he's clutch.
I know.
Way too much.
It doesn't mean he's not.
At this point,
Yeah, it
the
does.
Grizzlies have to stop picking on SGA and just run their offense.
We're going to see who's clutch in minutes.
Jalen Williams gets a screen from Gilgeous
Oh, we
Alexander.
got what we wanted to.
5 to shoot. Into the corner, Caruso reset Williams off.
That is not a
balance,
foul.
and he is fouled. Jalen Williams to the free throw line. He can give the Thunder
bailed
the
out, too.
lead.
He did get bailed out.
1:20 remaining.
And this would be their
I don't like
first
these
lead
whistles late, especially not
on the
late in
night
the
after
shot
being
clock.
down 29. Jaren
Can't
Jackson
just-
Jr. getting into the paint, forgetting that Holmgren, who was knocked down 5 threes. 5 of 10 from beyond the arc is out there.
Oklahoma City was down 29 points in the first half. They were down 26 at halftime. If you've just hopped on with us, Memphis losing John Morant late in the first half with a left hip contusion.
Yeah,
And now
that was
frantically
really big.
somehow trying to hold on here in game 3. First lead tonight for the Thunder. Miraculous
And if
comeback.
this game ends with OKC, this is sweet.
You've got to get something downhill. You've got to get something aggressive. And the ball has to touch the paint.
Why you let him switch that?
Jab steps, fakes, fires. Just hasn't been his night. Holmgren is bumped. Loose ball foul against Memphis. Let's see who the officials get here. Penalty situation. It'll be Chet Holmgren to the free throw line with 57.4
See, these are big free throws right
seconds
here.
left.
And again, right here, it's been physical, but from that angle, it looked a little bit like Holmgren just took a little dive, sold it a little bit.
Everybody sells it, bro. This is NBA. That's how they do it now, man. You got one flopper, they all become floppers.
57.4
Everything's
seconds
a
left.
copycat league.
Holmgren is 75% free throw
It's
shooter.
not gonna change.
That's crazy.
Remember, began the season,
Looks
played
like
in
the
the
Grizzlies
first
are going
10 games
home.
and missed nearly 40 games with that right hip fracture that he sustained in early November.
It's like Ja's not gonna come back to
Boy,
play.
has he found
in
his
the
form.
game, this game,
Just the
next
right
game,
time of the
either.
season, peaking. Arizona
Barely
City
fell on
takes
his
a
hip.
3-0 lead in this first round series.
I don't know how bad it is.
What a second half he has put together here in Memphis.
So, OKC up 3. Memphis has the ball, but they didn't call timeout. They said they're not gonna use the timeout.
has to find its
Probably
way.
smart, just in case.
Scottie Pippen Jr. has been their best three-point player.
And they steal the ball. Now they call it time. Nope.
Jump
Call
ball
it
is
jump
called
ball.
between Dort and Edey. Boy, give Zach Edey all kinds of credit.
Well, let's give Zach Edey all types of credit, but let's also give Alex Caruso locking up defensively. Dort first to the floor.
Wait, Will Campbell went to the Patriots.
You are watching one of the grittiest
Said Will Campbell went to
defenders
the
in the NBA.
The tackle? Yeah.
The
I thought you said you
perimeter,
guys got him?
the post player, undersized.
Jahad Campbell.
He's guarded Jaren Jackson Jr.
The linebacker.
A number of possessions in the post. You talk about his game 2 heroics, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Alex Caruso has had himself a series thus far.
Smart by the
Memphis has 2 timeouts left.
Take the quarterback.
Oklahoma City has 1. Grizzlies have 1 foul to give. Something to keep in mind here. The Thunder are out of fouls. As Mark Davis
Chicago got
pleading his
tight end
case
from
with
Michigan.
Kevin Cutler.
And I think on situations
Cal
like
Williams
this,
went
we
to
always had what
49ers.
you would.
I like that pick.
For the push. What's the call
That was an
here?
Offensive foul.
They're going to get 80.
Oh my goodness, that's a mistake. You're gonna win the tap.
They say that Edey bodied up after he won the tap easily. 38.7.
Look at Edey clearing out. He clears out with that off arm. Just a huge mistake. Watch this off arm.
Oh,
Goes
damn,
up with
hell
the
yeah.
right. That's a correct call.
Did you
You're
see that?
Edey, you're gonna win the tap.
Why did you do that?
Candace, you can challenge here. Of course, we're inside of 2 minutes.
Challenge what?
You're gonna win that challenge.
That's a foul.
38.7 seconds left.
Better hope he missed a free throw. There it is.
And it's still a 1-possession game.
Right here, look at his off arm. He clears off, hits Dort in the face. You're not going to win that challenge.
They may as well hold on to that challenge that they have. 38.7 seconds left.
There is silence. There is silence
That's what I'm saying.
in this arena.
Nobody need a safety?
I don't even know how.
Don't nobody need a safety?
I don't care if you need a
Hey, he's from
safety. I
Georgia.
don't care if you need a safety or not. Even if you got a good safety, you can never have too many good safeties. Yeah, you gotta have.
My goodness, how
You
quickly
need that.
things have changed. John Morant
How can
lost
you
to the
not
hip
take
injury.
somebody like? My thing is,
39.2 seconds left.
the reaches in this draft were terrible.
Trying to make this a
Like you could just like if you go down the list, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
I like the
The
Bears
tight
picking.
end at 10?
I like the Bears picking a tight end. A
At
very good
10
one,
though?
but
Is he better than Warren?
Warren's a better pass catcher, but this
And-
guy
and blocker.
But this guy's a better blocker. They don't even block that much. He didn't block that much in Penn State.
The love they
I'm
show
telling
me.
you, he's a better blocker because he does
That's why I
everything.
pass it on. No?
I don't know. I saw this guy at Michigan.
I've seen him even play
Because it's the
fullback.
assists you don't see that make all the
I
difference.
don't know. I'm big on versatility. That's why when we got Jahad, I went crazy because I was like,
It is for real.
Jahad's a
yes.
pass rusher and a
Nothing is
linebacker.
frozen. Everything
Yeah,
is
no. Use them both
made
ways.
fresh every day. If you see an open kitchen, you gotta
Malachi
trust the
Starks
food.
and Kyle
It's as
Hamilton.
real as it gets.
Versatility. He can play the nickel.
Exactly.
He can play your safety.
Free safety all day.
No, but I'm saying he can play there if you ever need him to
But I
play.
know where he's gonna put. What they're gonna put him. They're gonna put him at free safety and put Kyle Hamilton back at strong safety because he's the hitter. Kyle Hamilton could get picks. Don't get me wrong, but his strength is forcing fumbles. That's his strength.
I'm not saying where you're gonna play him. I'm just saying his versatility is he can play there.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying I already know where he's gonna be.
Like he can play corner if you need him to play corner. He can play. He's a safety, but he can play corner.
It's time
Seen him
for
do
Play
it.
Your Own Way, presented by
Cover.
PayPal.
Really
Chet
good.
Holmgren
Really
trying to
good.
put this Thunder team on his back.
I don't know how
He
people
has
sleep on
been
these guys. They get these
magnificent
guys
in
that
the
because
second
they ran 4-5 and shit like that. They're like, oh, this guy's not.
since the intermission.
All right, go ahead, take the
So
4-3
one
guy.
possession game.
We'll see how it work out.
KC lead 38.9. Memphis has not scored Candace in more than 4 minutes. How do you handle this here? Do you go for
You think they're doing it on purpose so that we don't have enough money to pay
I
everybody?
think that the Thunder defense dictates
Fatality.
what happened. I think the ball has to touch Jaren Jackson Jr.
It don't matter next year. You gotta worry about that next.
You space a Bane. I'm surprised Scottie Pippen Jr. isn't in this game to knock down threes.
Conchard
Well,
in the
like
game,
you said,
going into the corner. Comes Kennard to the rack. A little bit of contact, gets it to Conchard. That's short. Rebound, Holmgren.
Now you got a foul.
Ahead of the pack to Caruso all by himself. That'll get it to a 5-point
Man, I think that's
lead
game, guys.
with 19.4
Okay,
remaining.
see up 5.
Multiple chances for the Grizzlies.
You know what's crazy? At halftime, Charles Barkley said, "There's no reason about talking about this game. This game over." But I just want to say one. As soon as he says that, I was like, "The game ain't over."
The journey begins.
You know they just lost John Morant, right?
He's a tenacious Timberwolves charge towards
You don't lose your best player and then just
but their path runs through
keep
LA
playing great.
with the power of Luka and LeBron is pushing the determined Lakers towards an 18th banner. Oh, it's playoff time. Lakers Timberwolves tomorrow on ESPN.
The NBA
Can't wait for
playoffs
that
are here,
game,
and I'm betting rebound props on FanDuel. After all, I am the league's greatest rebounder. Ain't that right, Chuck GPT?
Incorrect.
Well, top 5 for sure.
You are 19th on the all-time list.
Ninth. What about scoring?
31st and likely to be passed soon.
Assists?
No results found.
Best TV personality?
Top 1,000.
What about celebrity golfer?
Do you really want to know?
No.
New customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book.
Where we have watched one of the craziest comebacks in NBA playoff history. A Thunder team that was down 29 points late in the first half. They have outscored Memphis 62-31 Kansas in the second half, and they got a 5-point lead with 19.4 left.
And you saw that correctly. After a 37 and 40 point first and second quarter, they've scored 18 and 17 points.
Desmond Bane misses the 3. Caruso.
Thunder team. Let's talk about them right here.
And Alex Caruso, Candace, just completely changed the complexion of this game.
I don't care who. I'm gonna be real. I don't care who you lose. Somebody has to step. Somebody has to step up in
Really,
this
it's
game.
been part of the story all season
There's no
long.
way that
And not gaudy numbers. 9 points,
I don't care
6
if you lose your best
rebounds,
player or not.
4 steals,
You got a
3 assists.
26-point lead at the
But
half.
it's been his presence, his energy, his extra effort, his timely plays.
26-point
I
lead.
mean, this Thunder team, they've won in so many different ways. They got to get their free throws together. They're normally an 81% free throw shooting team, but Coach Dagnall has to be proud of this group. Got down 29 points, chipped away in that third quarter, stuck to the game plan, didn't overreact.
Big shout out to Chad. Big shout out
This
to.
was a victory that they pulled out.
Anytime agony for the Grizzlies, they lose John Moran.
And even all
Really
the
sullied what has been just an unbelievable first half performance.
Big shout out
Lost
to
him for the night, and they never recovered.
Oh,
The
Memphis,
Oklahoma
you had your
City
chance,
Thunder
and you
with
blew
the
it. And I know you lost John Morant, but you still had the
second
chances.
win
That's not.
You're up 26 points.
1997.
That's unacceptable.
That can't happen. You got to find a way to win that game. You have your second best player, by the way. So, nah.
Okay. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna recap the QFL draft very soon, but let's give a big hip hip hooray to my New York Knicks.
Big win. Jalen Brunson again.
Came up with a big win on the road in Detroit, the first playoff game in Detroit in years, okay? And you know that stadium and that arena, the crowd was going ham. They were like, man, fuck this shit. I bet you Eminem and the Detroit Lions was out there. I bet you the coach was out there with the Detroit Lions.
Big shout out to Jalen Brunson for playing great in the second half, but the player of the game to me, well, the players of the game to me were the two guys that didn't show up the other game, and that was Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Great bounce back games, huge games from him, huge games from him. Mikal Bridges hit some huge shots late in that game.
It was a team effort. This is why I said we got probably the best starting five outside the Boston Celtics in the N3A. But that's it.
Shout out Major Payne, though.
So if they don't show up, then we're cooked.
Shout out Major Payne. He had some big minutes in the first
Payne.
half when Jalen Brunson was really struggling.
Fuck campaign. Fuck campaign. I don't give a fuck about
Be
it.
cool, nigga.
I wish we still had DiVincenzo.
He had some big shots for you, though, in that first game.
I wish we had DiVincenzo.
You know it and I know it.
That's why I miss DiVincenzo. That's
It's
my
okay.
boy.
It's okay. It's okay to say, like, you know, your expectations, you lowered them for him, but he did show up in that moment in that game.
He ain't DiVincenzo.
He's not DiVincenzo. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying where you
He ain't
on the
even a man
pedestal
quickly.
where you had him at.
He ain't even a
You
man
got to give him a
quickly.
little more credit, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't have to give him more credit.
That was some big moments for him in that game. It's a playoff game.
What he did today, he should be doing that on the regular.
He did it in the other game too, though.
Yeah, but that's not on the regular. You're supposed to do that on the regular. That's why they get paid for.
No, I get that, but you ain't gonna always have a great game, and if you're not getting the ball as much.
Oh, he gets the ball as much. He gets a lot of shots. He gets about 9 shots a game. He just don't make them.
You made him in that first game, and in this game.
That's 2 out of 3. He better keep doing that because that's not his MO at all. He did not do 2 out of 3 in the regular season. I promise you that much. He definitely didn't do 20 out of 30, and definitely didn't do 40 out of 60. So
I will say this though, he did play a lot better in Phoenix than he has in New York. That's for sure. But nah, he had some big. He's made some big plays.
it's the
for you
league's
guys
fault.
in the playoffs.
It's the league's fault. It's fucking punk ass Silver's fault. I like him as a commissioner, but fuck him, punk ass bald head motherfucker. That motherfucker made it to where now the contracts have to match when you make a trade in the N3A. Before it didn't have to, and now it does. That's the only reason the Knicks don't have DiVincenzo no more is because we had to match the contract of Karl Anthony Towns.
No, and Karl Anthony Towns is a better player too.
I understand that, but the only reason they cost us DiVincenzo is not because the T-Wolves wanted DiVincenzo in return. It's because you had to match it.
Shit, I would want DiVincenzo. Why not?
I don't know if they did want him, but the only reason we had to give DiVincenzo was because the contracts had to match. So we had to give up Julius and him. And I wish it would have been nobody and draft picks. And now we could have Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns and DiVincenzo and Mikal Bridges and Anunoby and Jalen Brunson and Deuce and fucking Achua, Precious Achua, and now Mitch Robinson every once in a while. We will be the squad. We will be able to beat y'all.
Maybe.
No, there's no maybe. There's no way you're beating us with Kat and Julius and Jalen Brunson and Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns. No. And DiVincenzo. No. Nobody can beat the 4 Novas. The Villanovas, nobody can beat the 4 of them in a 7-game series. Nobody. Okay? You have to beat Black Jesus and Wilt Chamberlain maybe and Bill Russell. That's about it.
We'll see it. If it ever happens, we'll see it.
It ain't never going to happen because the contracts have to match. All right, let's get to the QFL draft.
So don't bring it up.
Give me a hell yeah!
You said this. All right, for the viewers watching right there, this is the draft tracker here at NFL.com. And let's recap what we saw here. Obviously, the Titans needed a pick. Wait a minute. It didn't even say the team name. Oh, it does. It's just the logo. All right. Yeah, I'm like, where's the team name for the viewers? But no, the logo's right here for those who don't see it. I just noticed that right now. I'm like, where's the logo at least?
Small.
Yeah, but it's okay. They can see it. They can see it on their phones. All right, so Titans pick Cam Ward. We kind of knew that smoke screen from earlier. I knew it. I was like, nah, it's a smoke screen. I think they're going to draft the quarterback. Makes no sense they don't. Because whenever there's a new coach, which they have, every new coach wants his own new quarterback. Every coach always drafts his own quarterback.
Not to mention, Levi's ain't it. That's it.
Even if you have a good quarterback there, when a coach gets in there, Bill Parcells did it. He drafted Drew Bledsoe. When fucking Doug Peterson went in there, who did he draft? Carson Wentz. When your boy got in there, you had Carson Wentz, and who did he draft? Jalen Hurts. Okay, John Harbaugh. As soon as he got there, who he drafted? Joe Flacco. Okay, Bill Belichick. He had Drew Bledsoe. When he got there, who did he draft? Tom Brady. Every what's it called?
By the way, don't tell me my coach is bad if he also drafted Jalen Hurts. That's another thing. Like, God, league, like, what more you want him to do?
Yep. Tom Coughlin, when he got the Giants job, who he draft? Eli Manning. You know what I'm saying? Rex Ryan, who he draft? Mark Sanchez. Every coach drafts his quarterback almost every single time. It's very rare that they don't. It's very rare. The only one I can think of is like Mike Tomlin.
But Bill, right? Bill drafted Drew, right?
Bill Parcells drafted.
Bill Parcells. Oh, okay. So
because they went to the Patriots after the Giants. And yeah, well, Bill Belichick was Parcells' defensive coordinator when he drafted him.
Okay.
Then they went to the New York Trash, and then Parcells retired, and that same day he named Bill Belichick the coach of the New York Trash, and that same day Bill Belichick resigned and joined the Patriots. And that year he drafted Tom Brady.
Wow. That's gotta be
the only situation where the only situation that I remember for the most part where a good coach went to a good team, or a good coach went to it didn't even have to be a good team. It's just whenever a coach joins a new team, a new head coach. What's his name? Campbell for the Lions.
Yeah.
He stuck with Goff. He was already there. Mike Tomlin, when he got to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben was already there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yep.
It's very rare situations.
That was Bill Cowher.
Yeah, it's very rare situations where you do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's very rare situations where you do that. So that made sense right there.
But don't like you said, those are rare. Bill Cowher, that's Big Ben. You ain't getting rid of Big Ben.
Yep. So the Jaguars I see traded up and got Travis Hunter, which is smart. Very, very smart.
I thought what the Browns did was smart too.
Exactly.
They needed more picks, and they can just wait till next year because what they did was get a pick for next year. So now you have 2 first-round picks.
Next year too.
So now if you need to trade up just in case, you know what I'm saying, you're just like, let's say you're 3rd on there. Now you can trade up and get Archie Manning and go from there. That means to me that means they weren't sold on the quarterbacks in this draft. So they were just like, you know what? Why not trade it away? Which was smart as hell.
Well,
I thought it was smart as
the
hell.
Giants also passed on him. They said Abdul Carter. So we're looking for Shador, everybody. Cam Ward and Shador is nowhere to be found. Now, we all know quarterbacks are always drafted early because that's the most important position in the game. Okay? So,
quarterback, you ain't gonna know.
2 things is when I saw that Shador Sanders fell before we get to the next few. 2 things that I wanted to speak on, so we'll minimize this for now. We all know this. Quarterbacks go early. Some people are picked way too early. They reach, you get it, okay? It happens all the time. It literally happens every single draft, okay? It didn't happen in this draft. So 2 things come to mind personally. Number 1, these guys have wisened up. They feel like what I told, was it the Saints? Oh, no, I said whoever, actually. I said whoever a few days ago. I said, if you don't fall in love with what you see at quarterback here, there's no reason to reach. There's no reason to reach. Keep your pick and pick somebody you know is going to be a stud. Don't go there. When you go to the combine and the pro days and the private sessions and all that, you're looking at what you're trying to see if you like what you see. That's basically if it's eye candy to you. Okay? If it's not, don't give the bitch a ring. Let me repeat that one more time, okay? Hold on.
Be cool, nigga.
If the bitch is bad, but she ain't wifey material, you know she ain't got the goods, she just looks good, don't give her the ring. Don't give her the ring. That's the one you might take to a hotel. That's the one you might meet at a nightclub. You ain't gonna meet this girl, you know what I'm saying, with... You ain't gonna meet these women in places where, you know what I'm saying, it's acceptable to be in skimpy clothes and your cheeks out, grinding on dudes, dancing, whatever. These are not gonna be the girls you're gonna marry. Or I would recommend you not to marry, okay? I'm not trying to hate here. I'm just calling you how it is. Those are the girls you don't marry, okay? Those are the girls you don't marry. It's the same process here. If you see a quarterback that you thought you liked because you saw it on TV, but in person, for some reason, you don't seem to like him, don't reach for him because everybody says he's high. I don't care what everybody says. It's your fucking draft. It's your life. It's your ring.
It's your job on the line.
It's your job on the line. Okay? So, number two, it's either they wisened up or number two, Shedeur is that bad. Shedeur must be that bad.
I'm gonna be real. I haven't really watched Shedeur's tape. Because from the games I've seen, he's good. He has moments, but it's way too inconsistent. His accuracy to me is really inconsistent. His footwork is really inconsistent. From the games I've watched, I'm not even saying like highlights or lowlights, none of that. Just in general, from the games that we've sat here and watched, I'm not that impressed. I like the person more than I like the player. Does that make sense?
And not to mention, he's 1-19 against top 25 ranked college opponents.
Fatality.
It's not good either.
Just FYI. There might be a chance he's just not that good. Because I doubt it.
And
I seriously
that all those teams
wisened up. I seriously doubt it. You know how I seriously doubt it? Let's continue. This is exactly what
I was gonna say. Pass him up. I'm saying pass him up. Like, how do you pass?
You want to know how we know? You want to know how we know? Let's continue on with the draft. All right. So then you got the Patriots. Will Campbell. That's a great pick right there. That's literally the number one offensive tackle or O-lineman in the draft. Okay.
Help your quarterback.
The Patriots did good there. Mason Graham is phenomenal. That guy he's a stud. He's a stud. So the Browns did good.
Did a great job in this draft.
Oakland, absolutely. I expected Oakland, I still call them Oakland, to get something different. They got Ashton Genty, and that's the first reach of the draft. Okay. Then you got
he's good, but
Armand Membu.
There's too many.
Armand Membu might be a great prospect, but there's a chance that these guys reach for the only offensive tackle that nobody's ever heard of. Out of all the offensive tackles that everybody was raving about in the pre-draft combine and all that shit,
I was saying
the New York trash keep bringing up the guy that nobody's ever heard of.
I was saying why they don't go with Kelvin Banks from Texas.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you would do. The fact is, we're seeing two reaches back to back.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I've never heard of this guy here.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like this, I feel like this should have been tackled.
Forget what it should have been. Okay, let's look at the reaches first. All right. Carolina, I thought this was a good pick. There's a wide receiver. I thought they might have reached a little bit, but I thought it's still a good pick. They didn't reach that bad, okay?
That's a good pick.
Banks, that was a great steal right there. He shouldn't have drafted this far. I thought that's where New York trash was going to go. Nope. They drafted a guy nobody's ever heard of. All right, let's continue to the Chicago Bears. This is another reach. I love this guy from Michigan. He is a great tight end. He's going to be just fine. But the problem is this is a reach. You could have traded back and got more picks, and you could have. So there's three reaches for sure right here, okay? 1, 2. with the trash and the Raiders and the Chicago Bears. Notice those three teams: the New York Trash, the Chicago Bears, and the Jokeland Raiders. Okay, remember these three teams. All right.
The Jokeland Raiders.
The Raiders, the New York Trash, and the Chicago Bears. All right. Those are the three teams that reach. Remember those names, all right? San Francisco, they got a great pick. Mikael Williams, great pick. This is a great pick right here.
And he's only 21 years old, too.
Who drafted him? The 49ers. Is this normally a good franchise?
Absolutely.
All right. It makes sense, doesn't it?
They draft well.
The Dallas Cowboys, they went with Tyler Booker. This is actually a good pick, too. I expected them to go for running back, but no, this is actually a very good pick. The Cowboys
I think it's a reach, though.
I don't think it's a reach.
Because I feel like there's more.
No, he's not a reach. I think it's a reach. This is the best O lineman on the board when they drafted. This is the best O lineman in the board. There's no look. The next O lineman is down here, and he's a guard. You see what I'm saying? There's not that many more O linemen after this. This is the best O lineman left, and I think they got pretty good value for where they picked.
I mean, they got what they needed, absolutely, but we'll see.
Yeah. So then we got Kenneth Grant. This is a good defensive tackle as well. He went to the Miami Dolphins.
He looks like he could be something.
Yeah. And then here, I think this was also a reach. The Colts, Tyler Warren from Penn State. I don't think this is a reach. It's just
They don't have the quarterback.
I don't think this is what they needed.
They don't have the quarterback is the problem. It's like who's throwing him the ball?
I think the guy that the Atlanta Falcons got, Jalen
Walker,
Walker, who the Colts should have got.
They got one.
That's what you should have picked right there.
They got one.
The Falcons did their thing.
And Walter Nolan, oh my God, I can't believe Walter Nolan went there. I could have swore he was gonna go later, bro. He was as advertised. Remember I told you? I was like, Walter Nolan, that's the guy we trying to get.
So Walter Nolan went to the Cardinals. So this is back-to-back good value picks here, okay?
Great picks.
Cincinnati, if I was fucking.
How about the O-line?
If I was Joe Burrow, I'd be asking for a trade right now, bro. No O-lineman at all. No, he's right there next to him to the Seahawks, okay?
He's literally right there.
So they got a good pick. They still got a good pick. I ain't gonna lie, Shamar Stewart's gonna ball.
No, yeah, he's gonna ball.
But God damn it, man, build an O-line for Joe Burrow for God's sakes.
Please. By the way, Shamar Stewart is 6'6", and he moves quite well for somebody.
Tampa got an excellent pick from Ohio State. Oh my goodness, Egbuka. This guy is fucking elite. Baker Mayfield is going Super Saiyan this next year. I promise you this that much.
That's 3 top wide receivers next year?
Yes. Wow. So then the Broncos get Jahdae Barron from Texas.
God.
The Broncos and practice a tan. Broncos got defense again, baby. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about.
They're about to go crazy.
Pittsburgh Steelers got themselves another stud in Derek Harmon. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Don't nobody need a defensive tackle out there. Those Pittsburgh Steelers get that. But you know what? I can't complain. I cannot complain. Mario Hampton, running back, that's another reach, but it's a good pick. But it's another reach. I don't think they should have picked him.
Not a running back.
This is a reach. They needed something more. They needed more O-line, and they needed more pass rush because they just lost Bosa. Then you got the Green Bay Packers. Matthew Gold is going to be crazy good.
That's insane, right?
This is a good pick right here.
That's a good pick, man.
Minnesota goes with Donovan Jackson. This is a good pick as well. This is what I thought the Chargers should have gotten.
And he's versatile.
Yeah.
You know Simmons.
Yeah.
He went down and he came back and he played tackle. He wasn't even a tackle. He was a guard.
And then the Rams made a weird choice to pick back. I guess they didn't like nobody they saw and they wanted to get more picks, thinking that they could get him. So they gave it to the Giants, who traded up not too far.
Not a bad pick.
And not a bad pick. But the fact that they went over Shedeur Sanders is the problem. The problem is that Shedeur Sanders might be that bad. Because they've already seen Daniel Down Syndrome Jones.
You can't get no
fatality.
You can't get
Alright.
no worse than that.
And then
I wouldn't pick up White Boy just because of trauma.
the Falcons. Then the Falcons get James Pierce Jr. All right. So let's recap. The Falcons get Jalen Walker.
Yo, they about to be hell.
And another edge in James Pierce Jr. This is going to be a problem. ATL, stand up, because you guys are yourself a football team again and the defense again, baby. Let's get it.
And then we go to scraps.
And then we go
to the scraps. The supposed scraps.
Then we go to my beloved Baltimore Ravens, who didn't trade up or trade back. They just sit still and watch whoever's the best pick available, the best player available. This is literally the Baltimore Ravens DNA. We don't do much. We either move up or move back when we see something in reach. But more often than not, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit back, watch, let the dust settle, and pick the best that we find. And that's Malachi Starks, a safety from Georgia, the best safety in the draft. The best safety in the draft landed to us
at 27.
Is he the first safety to even go? That's the first safety to go, right?
Yeah.
There's no...
Bro, he's the number one safety. Like, he's been on everyone's consensus. There's no way he falls. There's no way.
There's no way they should be at number 27 here.
There's no way, bro.
This is Ray Rice number 27. Malachi Starks. How the fuck did we get Malachi Starks? Don't nobody want a fucking safety out there?
An all-pro?
In a passing league? This is why I call it the QFL. It's not the NFL. It's not the National Football League. This is the quarterback's fucking league.
The number 6 pick was a wide receiver.
Then you got the Detroit Lions going for the defensive tackle, Tyleek Williams.
No, offensive tackle.
It says defensive tackle.
No. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad.
Tyleek Williams from Ohio State,
yeah.
which I think is a great pick and great value. So that's back-to-back steals right here. This does not have lasted this long. I thought this was number 3 best defensive tackle in the league, and he's the 5th one drafted. Josh Connerly, this is an all right pick. Washington is the best you can do. I wish they could have gotten this guy right here. Not Donovan Jackson. Who was it?
Gray?
No.
Is a tackle?
I thought it was a tackle.
Or a guard.
Maybe it was a guard. Then cornerback Maxwell Hairston, which is pretty good. Good value for
I like
this is back-to-back 4 good value picks right here. And the Eagles, Jahad Campbell, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how the first middle linebacker of the league gets drafted at 31 to the champions. And then Ohio State drafts John Simmons, which is also a good pick.
I think y'all niggas, I think Howie's right.
Kansas City, drafted Ohio State's John Simmons, another value pick. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to finish the draft. 6 value picks in a row. No, 7. James Pierce Jr. 7.
We could put in where's go
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So
yeah, you pretty much up.
13 out of 15 teams, except for the Giants because they obviously wanted a quarterback, so they had to come back and reach. And the Chargers, to me, all these guys here from Tampa Bay down, I think this was a little bit of a reach, but this was the best available. So from Tampa Bay all the way down, except for the Chargers and the Giants here, all are great value picks. Meanwhile, all these guys back down here reached. The Colts reached. The
10.
The Bears reached.
The
Trash reached, the Raiders reached, and that's about it. Everybody else didn't reach. So that's, you know what I'm saying?
And look who got the
7
best player.
teams that reached.
Look who got the best player in the draft.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see who got the best player in the draft? Abdul Carter to the New York Giants. Yep. He's going to be a freaking stud. And then they went back up. To me, they won the draft. Just the fact that fell to them, and going back up and making sure you get at least a chance on a good quarterback, for your franchise, at least try him and see. He can't be no worse than anything else you got.
Nope. But let's get something clear right here. The game is won in the trenches.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Watch the Baltimore Ravens attack the trenches from here on out for most of the majority of the draft. Okay? And they'll draft a corner here and a wide receiver there and a, a running back there. But they're also going to draft offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Just watch. We have a plethora of picks. We have the second most picks behind it. I think it was somebody else.
Damn, we got to do a second round then.
Second round what?
We can do a second round mock.
No, we can't.
Or a third round mock then. Something like that. Anyways, I want to see where TJ Saunders falls from North Carolina. North Carolina State. Wait, North Carolina State. Let's see where he falls.
Gotcha.
South Carolina State, my bad.
But what I was saying is the game is won in the trenches. So let's look at a weird little what the fuck stat that I saw just yesterday.
What the fuck?
Last year in the QFL's regular season, teams that were the most run heavy versus the most pass heavy. Okay? Now, if you look on the left side, you're going to see the Eagles ran 55% of the time. The Ravens ran 52% of the time. The Packers won 51. Steelers 49, Lions 48, Bills 47. And when you look to the right, you will see the pass-heavy teams. You will see Cincinnati at 66. You will see Cleveland at 65. You will see the Raiders at 65. You will see the New York Trash at 65. You will see Seattle at 63, and then you'll see the Cowboys at 62. Do you want to see what I saw when I saw this? What do you see in this comparison?
I see a team that's going to play more efficient because passing the ball isn't as efficient as running the ball.
You want to know what I see? I see not run heavy versus pass heavy. I see playoff teams versus non-playoff teams.
Finish him. I see that as well.
And two of the reachers in this draft are right here in Oakland and the New York Trash. Seattle and Cowboys draft, they did reach, but they drafted the best offensive lineman available because offensive linemen went quick by the time they got to pick. And Cincinnati drafted a great pick. It's just that I felt like they drafted the wrong side of the football. And Cleveland, no, they got value. They know what they're doing. Cleveland is not a bad organization as far as drafting is concerned anymore, as they used to be.
They have our old GM.
They're not as bad as they used to be. They seem to be smart. They seem to be at least getting it together draft-wise. It's now finding a quarterback that's the problem. But the other two teams are always reaching for a quarterback, and they're always missing the playoffs. That's just the way they are.
Fatality.
And the funny thing is, they play in Las Vegas and New York, respectively. Meanwhile, the team that plays in Baltimore, Green Bay. Who the fuck was Green Bay before Lombardi got there? Schittsburg. Who the fuck was Schittsburg before Clemente got there? Detroit. Detroit used to be good and great, and now it's like a lost, forgotten city. And Buffalo. Buffalo's in the middle of bumfuck Niagara Falls, New York, upstate. Okay, New York. Small market teams, except the only one that's a large market team here is Philadelphia. That's the only one. But I promise you, it doesn't matter they're just a good organization. You could put them in bumfuck Niagara Falls, New York, and they will still be the Philadelphia Eagles. That's just the way they roll.
Finish him.
And the reason why is because the teams that don't have the money like the other teams do, they had to learn it this way. This is how they had to survive. This is how they adapted. This is how they evolved to make sure they'd be able to contend in a league where other teams might make more money than you because they live in a city where there's more people than you. So this is how they had to learn. This is how they had to learn. Meanwhile, the other teams, they just don't get it. The New York Trash especially. That's not a real football team. That's not a real football team. They show it proven every single time. Who do they draft? They drafted probably a good player, but he drafted the only player that no one's ever heard of, some African dude that turned football player probably like 3 years ago, maybe. They always do this shit.
There's always a prospect that comes out that, has all the measurables. You know how it goes. I just don't measure by what somebody's size is or how tall they are or if they're lanky. I just want to know, can you play football or not, man? Like, this simple as that.
Well, we already done for millennials. Shador slides, hit me hurt, and the Knicks win, baby. We're here Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Saturday nights at midnight. So basically, Tuesday early in the morning, Friday early in the morning, and Sunday early in the morning. Let's get it.
Finish him.
So, to recap, what's to me the best pick for you this draft?
I told you the Giants, because I think they got the best player in the draft.
Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter.
But if I had to be completely honest, yours, because it's crazy how you got like back-to-back picks in the first round and you done took the player that I fucking wanted. Nate Wiggins first, Malachi Starks. It's like, bro, it's crazy. Like, they're reading my mind. It's crazy. But it's crazy. The Eagles were like, they were going to trade up to 23. But I guess they weren't able to trade up to 23 to get Jahad Campbell. And he ended up falling all the way down. All they had to do was trade a 5th-round pick. They traded up one pick, and they got him. So, shout out to Howie. But yeah, if I had to be honest, Abdul Carter.
I think my favorite pick are the two edges from Atlanta.
Ooh,
I thought Atlanta.
Ooh, yeah, you might be right about that.
Came out with an A+.
You might be right about that.
They should have no problem getting to the quarterback now.
Because you got two, you know what I'm saying? You got two bookends.
They should have no problem getting to the quarterback anymore for a very long time.
I know, like, some of these players, they be having off-the-field issues, and a lot of teams, they stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want that in there. They don't want that on their squad. But I remember Jalen Carter was in this shit, and look, he's a champion now. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you gotta take a chance. And a player like that, with the caliber that he plays, that kid's special. James Pierce. And so is the other one, Jalen Walker. So
I love it.
They're gonna be tough.
I loved it. Let's recap one more time. Look at this right here. Let's go from 32 down.
That's a good pick too.
Simmons is a good pick.
That's a great pick.
That's what I said.
I think I fell.
The last since from the Falcons down, these are all
you
studs.
You gave them what they wanted, you guys.
These are all studs.
Just letting you know, you guys gave everybody down what they wanted. I appreciate you for deciding to stay like shit and not, decide to join the big boys in the playoffs.
I mean,
you guys were like, go ahead, take them. Might as well.
The thing is, though, these guys are impressive. These guys are impressive right here. Yeah. Absolutely impressive. It's just smart pick after smart pick.
To do you even one better.
The Chargers not
you
remember
so smart. You remember last year? Cooper DeJean falls to the second round. How the fuck does that happen? And then he's a first rounder first of all. And so is Peyton Wilson, who ended up in the second round as well.
Yeah.
So guys like that, that's crazy to me. Like, that's crazy to me. Edgerrin Cooper, remember Edgerrin Cooper? I was big on Edgerrin Cooper. Edgerrin Cooper's gonna be an All-Pro probably by next year.
Honestly, broski, I think
they fuck up picks left and right.
I think the Chargers.
You gonna give the Chargers the credit?
I think the Chargers are not gonna make the playoffs. Because let me tell you something. Tampa's making the playoffs again. So is Broncos. So is Pittsburgh. So is Green Bay. So is Minnesota. So is Atlanta. So is Baltimore. So is Detroit.
All these teams
Washington.
are down here, absolutely.
Buffalo. Philadelphia. Kansas City.
How many you counted just now? My bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Damn, that's all of them.
Because the Bengals ain't missing the playoffs again, and neither. I just don't believe that. I don't believe
They
that.
better get an O-line.
Houston ain't going nowhere, and you know what I'm saying?
They needed to get an O-line. I just don't get it.
I don't think the Chargers are making the playoffs.
How the hell
They
do
didn't
the
get better,
Bengals-
and all these other teams got better, and I mean better.
I mean, I get it though. I think he's better than most of the offensive tackles. They took the best player.
You can
available.
call that a hot take all you want to. I don't give a fuck.
Finish him.
The Chargers are probably not making the playoffs next year. You heard it here first. All right. Now, obviously, most of these teams, so half of these teams are in the NFC, so it doesn't matter what happens in the AFC to them. But I'm just saying the teams that are better, that drafted behind them, got better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Atlanta definitely got better.
Yeah, man, for real.
Atlanta definitely got better.
They needed that too. So to be able to get 2, that was that's crazy.
And look at Jacksonville. Oh yeah, Travis Hunter. That's gonna be a wide receiver now. That's gonna be a wide receiver, cornerback when they need to in the fourth quarter and shit.
Damn, that's gonna be fun to watch, ain't it?
But he needs to be like, he needs to be the most like cardio tested motherfucker in the entire league. That's what he needs to become.
Yeah, and he
Nobody better have
also,
more cardio than you do.
He
Better
also
cardio
need
than
to
you do.
gain more muscle.
I don't think so.
Just a little bit more.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know, man. He's kind of thin.
He's gonna gain muscle anyway because he has.
Remember when he hurt himself in the game? That one. I mean, I know it was a dirty play, but I'm saying that shit can happen. Look, a grown ass man out there.
Yeah, but he's not a grown ass man yet. He'll get there.
That's what I'm saying.
He'll naturally get there.
That's
But
true.
what he needs to become is what he needs to worry about mostly is his cardio. He needs to be the most in shape motherfucking runner the league has ever seen. That's what he needs to become.
Well, he's a gym rat, so
Yeah,
that's
but
one thing.
Being a gym rat is not good enough. You need to be a cardio rat. Your thing must be running more than anything else. 90% of your workouts must be running for you to do what you want to do in the league. Because it's predicated on running. To do it as a wide receiver, you have to be able to outburst the defender in front of you who also has burst.
I think it's gonna
to get open.
I think it's
and
gonna
then as a cornerback, you have to be able to guard some of the fastest motherfuckers the world has ever seen. Okay? And if you want to do both at the same time in one game, your cardio better be better, double to everybody else. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed. You're going to get tired. Yes, these pros, because in college is different. These are pros here. This is motherfucking Tyreek Hill. You're in the AFC.
Justin Jefferson.
No, fuck the. We're
Oh,
not going to take the NFC. We're going to go to the AFC. You got Waddle and Tyreek Hill in one team. No, in one team, okay? You got the Garrett Wilsons of the world in that division. You got Zay Flowers. You got
who's the guy on the Texans? I forget his name.
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
And Tank Dell. And then you also got what's it called? You got Pittman and the other guy in the Indiana Colts. I forgot his name.
Pierce.
Alec Pierce. You got Jamar Chase and Higgins and T. Higgins. I was gonna say Wiggins for some reason. Fuck Wiggins.
Cause he be Wiggins sometimes, bro.
Nigga.
He be Wiggins sometimes. He never want to play.
I already mentioned Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Who else out there in the AFC? Not Quentin Johnson, I promise you that much.
George Pickens.
Not Quentin Johnson.
Finish him.
Pickens.
You got Xavier Henry. You got Xavier Henry on
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City.
And the other guy.
I forget he got hurt. The one that got hurt, I forgot his name.
Yeah, Rice. Rasheed
Rice.
You got Rice. And then you also have no, that's it, because the Jokeland Raiders ain't got shit. The Jokeland Raiders ain't got shit. Who do the Raiders get?
Bowers.
No, I forgot who they got here.
Oh, the Raiders.
Where they go? Where their punk ass go?
They got Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty.
With no O-line.
Yep. Ashton Genty.
Good luck.
Yep, that's who they got.
Good luck.
That's who they got.
They basically want you to be a batter ram.
It makes no sense.
You gotta build a foundation to a house. The foundation of the house is your interior. Then you work out.
Damn, I cannot believe my Baltimore Ravens came up with Malachi Starks. I didn't even bother to look. I was just more worried about the bets. Let me see if my bet hit. Of course it hit. It didn't touch nowhere near 240.
Nah, I hit.
That's a hit. That's a hit. $168. I'll take it.
This is on the streak over here. Going crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But that was a live bet. Sometimes you don't bet before the game. You bet like halftime, see what you see. Oh, they ain't getting to no 240. These guys can't even score right now. You know what I'm saying? 240 is a lot of points. It means that both teams have to basically it has to be a 120 to 120 kind of game. Or a 140 to 100 type of game. And I didn't see either or of them happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is a good draft. This is a good draft for my Baltimore Ravens. Your Eagles, of course, you guys got yourself a middle linebacker. What was the guy that you lost his name? Doesn't matter. That's what it matters.
Be cool, nigga.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What did I tell you when people were talking about, oh, these guys lost too many people? We even had a whole episode, a little segment of it, talking about what one of our topics was, did the Eagles lose too much? Even if they did, which I seriously don't think they did. We covered how much they lost and actually how much they recovered. Not to mention we didn't even mention what they kept.
The people that
the people that were still there. Okay, and then I was like, listen, how are you forgetting who the GM is? You guys are acting like the draft is already over. These guys still have to go through their draft. That means they got 7 rounds. I'm sure they got every one of their picks, maybe even more. And if not, it's okay. They still got 5 or 6. That's all they need. 5 or 6, and watch them hit.
And what about the people we took in free agency?
I already said that. Those you recovered with.
Hey, what the We're good.
So
he just knows what he's doing.
Fuck whoever that middle linebacker was, because I don't remember his name, because his name is now Jihad Campbell. Okay?
I really don't.
Fatality.
I really don't. Oh, shit.
Marcus Williams? Fuck Marcus Williams, man. Fuck Marcus Williams and fuck Brandon Stevens. Y'all are gone, Negro.
Finish him.
Malachi
Starks is here. We still got our Darius Washington and Cal Hamilton. Our safety group is set. We don't need nothing more. All we need is corners, and that's it.
Stark Wars.
And wait till the second round. Get to see what fucking Ozzie Newsome and DaCosta do. Don't you worry. Don't you fucking worry.
Dogman says, nigga. Dogman says.
Lamar don't need no more weapons. Lamar is the weapon. What we need is to give more O-linemen and D-linemen to get to the quarterback, do what we do, run the fucking football down people's throat. And don't be surprised if they draft a running back too. That's what the Baltimore Ravens do. This is what we do. Well, we're going to cut it here, everybody. We're going to sign out. I appreciate the viewers. Appreciate every single one of y'all. You keep this going. Keep this moving. We are the Pressure Podcast, which means to perform, react, endure, using strategies and sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker.
Give me a hell yeah!
I'm an Eagles fan, Jay. It's a Ravens fan.
Eagles, Ravens. Celtics, Knicks. Yankees, Yankees.
Yeah, he'll get drafted.
No, he's a 2. No, he said it wrong. He wrote it wrong. He means, who do you think Shador's going to get drafted to?
Maybe Seattle?
I would say Pittsburgh or Oakland in the second round.
Or the Colts. Or the Colts could go after him. They're not too sure about. Well, they shouldn't because he looks bad.
Or the New York Trash. You never know. They might grab him in the second round. You never know. The New York Trash. One of the early teams.
You giving them credit? Oh, wait.
No. I said maybe they wisen up and at least try to get the right quarterback, but I seriously doubt it. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's actually better than people think he is. I think he dropped just because he might be that bad right now. So he was probably not worth a first-round pick.
Yeah, like he's a project.
Correct.
Yeah, because he has a lot to fix. He does.
Yeah.
From
He's
what
probably
I've
somebody.
seen, he has a lot to fix.
Or maybe it's a racist thing the league is doing to get back at Deion Sanders for being so good and so popular and so beloved.
That would be left because
I don't believe it.
I would
any
feel
of
like,
that
yeah.
what I just said, but you know there's some conspiracy theories that say it.
Yeah. Because I seriously doubt Jerry Jones wouldn't draft him. He probably would in the second round. Draft him.
I can't wait to see it. They're going to start saying it right now. This is a racist thing. They're just trying to get back at prime time because they don't want to see a successful black man or his son. Shut up. Shut that shit up. He's not worth a first-round pick. That's all that means. That's all that means. He's not bad. He's just not worth a first-round pick.
I smell pussy. Is that you, John?
Sorry, buddy, but you're not a first-round talent. It's just clear and evident, okay? But that doesn't mean anything. That just might feed fuel to the fire, make you a better player than you would have been anyway.
The quarterback before,
I
don't think so. We just said that. I don't think so.
Dart?
No. I don't think so. I mean, I think they went with the one that's not so much of a project. Because remember, like, Jalen Milroe, he has a chance to be special if he can get it, you know. But it's a project, so you can't take it in the first round. In the first round, most of your players in the first round, they play the first year. They're already playing, unless they're a quarterback. Some sit, but most of the time it's like your defensive players. They play in the first round. Then you start the second round, third round. That's when you start taking possible guys that might play, and then now you get your depth in your third, fourth round, fifth round.
He's right, but that's only if you do it right. A lot of teams, they're so behind.
He's too much.
They're so behind that even if they hit on a solid, let's say seven round draft session, let's say they hit on every 7 pick and got Pro Bowlers, some teams are that bad that even that just gets them at 500. That's how good some of these other teams are. The only thing that will fix it is if they get one of those elite, crazy quarterbacks. That's what the QFL has become. That's why I call it the QFL. The quarterbacks fucking league. So unless they get one of those quarterbacks, because you could say you could have a good quarterback and still not compete. You see, Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback and his team cannot defend for whatever reason, and they went 8-9 and missed the playoff. See what I'm saying? And Joe Burrow's elite. He's a top 5 quarterback. So even with an elite quarterback, it's still possible to lose in this league. So that's how bad some teams are. That's how bad some teams are. The Bengals are an example of that, except for the fact that they have a super elite quarterback and elite receivers. Outside of that, they ain't got shit much else. I mean, on defense, on names, on paper, it looks like they have it, but they don't have it. They don't have it. So that's the thing that is weird about this draft. It's just that you keep seeing the same teams reaching. We gave you the pass heavy versus run heavy team. These are the most pass heavy teams in the league last year and the most run heavy teams in the league last year. And if you notice, the teams that were run heavy last year won. They were in the playoffs. Every single one of those teams on the run heavy side has made the playoffs. And if you look at the pass heavy teams in the quarterbacks fucking league, somehow, some way, the most pass heavy teams in the league, none of them made the playoffs. None of them. But it's not just because they're pass heavy, it's because most of these teams here are not elite in any way. The Cowboys have lost too much talent because of age. The Seahawks are retooling. The New York Trash never had talent. They just have good names here and there. The Raiders are the same. The Browns actually have talent, they just have no quarterback. And the Bengals have a quarterback and no talent.
Fatality.
Wait, they do have talent. They just don't have. They don't have the backbone of it, which is the interior, which I repeat, it's where it's in the trenches.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the trenches. Football is not going to change. It's not going to change. You have to have a O-line. You have to have a D-line.
Yeah, but you have to have a quarterback.
But they do have a quarterback. They just don't have an O-line.
Yeah, but most teams don't. Most teams just still don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's hard to get. It's hard to get.
It's not easy.
Especially
and even if you find one, and even
elite one,
and even if you find one, there's no guarantee that you could beat the other guys either. Trust me, I have an elite quarterback, and he has a hard time beating some of these guys. Okay, so that's just the way it is. All right, y'all. But we will be back Saturday to recap more of the draft, more of the first round of the N3A. We will be here back then to give you the players under pressure for that too.
Finish him.
See you then. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you then, okay? Appreciate everyone, motherfuckers, and take care of yourselves.